It's time to swarm the 402. Welcome to the Nebraska Hawkeyes. These guys are brave. They're Hawkeyes living in enemy territory. Listen, these guys are way past their prime, but they're still Hawkeyes. They're spreading the Hawkeye hype to all of Nebraska. The frost advisory is canceled. Corn Huskers, more like corn suckers. Are you ready for this podcast? Let's go Hawks!
All right, welcome back to the Nebraska Hawks Nest, your Hawkeye oasis, located in a nasty little Nebraska desert. We are back again, joined by the boys. We got the Miller Lite Delight, Matt, Kyle, one of the greatest kickers of all time, Schlicker, and Marty, the saucy sauce. How's it going, boys?
It's good.
How you doing?
Great to be back.
It's good. Everybody's got their drinks ready. We're gonna do our week 2 picks here. We're gonna address the elephant room here in a minute, but first we're gonna talk about last week. Marty and Kyle, looks like you guys tied for first place, and Matt and I are still just with 2 points. So Kyle and Marty are at 3. I want to say one thing: I was the only one that believed in Notre Dame, and they held it close. So take that.
Oh, that's funny. You were.
If I wouldn't have got that one, I would have. So you
would have had one.
Yeah, not so good. But time to address the elephant in the room. So congratulations, Marty and Kyle, for having the lead. Matt, you better polish up that belt. You might have to hand it over if things keep trending in this direction.
I know it was a bad week for me.
I have a simple goal for the first season that I'm on this podcast. I don't care how bad you and Kyle beat me. I just have to beat Matt. That's all. I just have to beat him by 1.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, not going to be very hard to do, Marty.
I believe in you, Marty. I think you can do it.
I believe in you too.
So, guys, what in the hell happened with the offense on Saturday? Like, I don't have words for it. You know, all I can really say, and I want to hear each of your guys' thoughts on it. And I have some telling stats that aren't surprising whatsoever. Let me preface this with, again, Spencer Petras, great guy, wonderful person, wonderful human being. Everybody likes him. High character guy. I just don't think he's good enough to play Division I college football. I just don't. He practices well. And he does all the right things off the field, but there's certain guys that when they get in the game, they don't have the moxie. They don't step up on the big stage, you know, and nothing against him as a person. He just can't get it done. And watching him under center last week looked like that was his first game playing football in his life. The rest of the team, there's a lot of things to clean up. The offensive line didn't look good. There was a lot of problems. But Spencer, again, this is what gets me frustrated. Why didn't we try to get somebody in the transfer portal at the quarterback position in the offseason? It's the stubbornness and the I'm going to do it my way, the old way from this coaching staff that I think is an elite coaching staff. It's a really great staff, but the inability to evaluate the quarterback position has continually hamstringed this program over time and time out over the last 20 years. Matt, I just want to get what your thoughts are. I'm super frustrated, as I'm sure every other Hawkeye fan listening is. I thank God we have a top 5 defense, because if not, that would have been horrible to watch. What do you think, Matt? Matt, you were there.
Well, I was there, right? It was ugly. The fans were kind of ugly too. I might have been one of them, maybe. Is tough to watch. There was just a lot of overthrows. He could squeeze in a pass here and there. It's like, wow, that, maybe he's going to get it. And then the next play, overthrow a short pass by 10 yards. It's just frustrating to watch. But you're right about the offensive line. They didn't really give him a whole lot of protection. And then also the receivers didn't really create that great a separation for him either. There was a few times where he definitely should have made passes he didn't. And his passing percentage was in the 40 percentile, I would guess. It's not good. Yeah. So it's tough to watch against the Jackrabbits and FCS. I know they're on the high end of the FCS league, and they could probably beat some of the lower end Big Ten teams, but it's still, if we want to have a good year, we have a tough schedule. We need to take care of business and get it fixed.
And granted, I know we had some guys out. We're down a guy at running back. Keegan Johnson was out. Nico Reganey was out. But at the same time,
injuries.
At the same time, I know it's South Dakota State. Like, we should have been able to get something going. Right. Something.
Kyle, the guy missed a field goal too. I want to hear your take on the kicker side of things.
Let me sit down for this.
Yeah.
Kyle, what do you think?
I don't know.
Well, yeah, I was disappointed to see that. And look, I think I missed one of my first I can't remember. It's all spotty. But Aaron Blum, he's been there for a couple of years now, right?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
I don't know too much about him. I was disappointed to see that. It's a 40-yarder. I tell people all the time, a 40-yarder, if you're a Division I kicker, a 40-yard field goal is a chip shot. And I know I missed a few of those too, but it just shouldn't be happening. Anyway, my point of view on the whole Spencer Petras thing, and I'm a kicker, man, but I do quite observe when I was on the sidelines. I played with Drew Tate, and I got to see Nathan Chandler play, and I got to see Brad Banks play. I got to see how those guys reacted when they knew they had a bad game. I got to see how those guys reacted in the locker room. I got to see how those guys reacted when, it was the next week of preparation. And all I'll say is that, I've seen his interviews. There's this bravado. There's this bravado about him that I don't like. It's like he's okay with having a mediocre game, and I don't know if it's the whole social media thing and it's the them getting paid now. I don't know what's going on, but like I know that if Drew Tate had a game like that, he'd be we'd be hearing cuss words throughout the locker room. He'd be there, 22 out of the 24 hours out of the day trying to get better. He wouldn't, I don't know, man. He just wrong way. And I think, I was around too many guys who were so disappointed with themselves, even with the slightest amount of mistake. I mean, Nate, I got to stay Nating for years and watch everything he did. And when he missed a field goal or even in practice, and it was rare, I got to see how he reacted to that. And that guy, and I tried to emulate all that stuff. But all those guys, you could go across the line. Robert Gallery, Chad Green, Matt Roth. We could list them all. And I just don't. So what I'm getting at is I don't like the attitude that I see. And one thing I will say is I don't like one thing we don't know, and before there's something going on behind the scenes that we don't see, that we can't tell. Maybe he's like an absolute superstar during practice. And again, like your players, your coaches are only as good as your players' ability to execute the plays during game day. Case in point, I didn't practice the entire week between Minnesota 04 to Wisconsin of 04, but then I kicked 3 field goals and all my kickoffs went out of the end zone because I had a job to do. But maybe there's something going on behind the scenes that we don't know about, and I bet you that those coaches behind the scenes that we don't see it, they're reaming. They're giving him some lip, because
I hope so.
What's happening during the week in practice is not what's happening. You're supposed to replicate that, and it's not happening. So maybe that's I'm playing devil's advocate here. Maybe that's what's happening. He's a superstar during practice, just absolute on fire. But then it's not happening during the games, and that's why they keep putting him in, because he keeps proving himself every single week.
And you guys have been on teams where there's guys that are practice players. They're in practice and they tear it up, and then they get in the game and they freeze up and they don't do anything. There's guys that are like that. And Spencer, I mean, this is your senior year. If you don't have it figured out by now, excuse me, you're not going to. I mean, let's look here. 11 for 25, 109 yards and an interception. That's not going to get it done. You have the lowest QBR in Division I football in week 1. And I feel sorry for our defense. We're literally having to drag them into the end zone to ensure we get a safety just so we can get some points on the board.
Two safeties.
Yeah, one of the two. Yeah, Jack drug him right into the end zone. Marty, what are your thoughts from what you saw? We watched the game together. I got to tell you, and obviously wasn't your fault nor mine, but that might have been the most uneventful game watch I've ever been a part of. It was kind of boring. We just sat there twiddling our thumbs, wanting to cheer and get excited for something. And we had
that was the attitude in the stadium. Is everybody wanted to cheer and get behind the defense and the whole team. But it's once the offense took the field, there wasn't anything to cheer about.
Tory Taylor, the punter. That's about it.
Everybody was cheering for him.
Yeah.
Chanting MVP.
Marty, what are your thoughts, Marty?
I think Tory's going to win the Heisman.
He better.
He's going to have some numbers.
I guess we can look back, since I'm the last one to talk. We can look back and, say the O-line and Petras. And I don't know, Kyle, what happens to your confidence after a while? I mean, I played small-time basketball in college, but what happens to your confidence when you get booed by the home crowd that much? And he had a tough off season from Hawkeye fans as well. So what happened Saturday with Spencer's confidence?
Well, all I'll say about that is that when your fans are doing that and you're at home, that's a huge gut check. And there's only so much that the coaches can do. But that's where great teammates come in. And again, I was surrounded by some magnificent people that I was able to watch, where when we were hit in the face with adversity and, conflict and stress and, situations that we weren't used to, I got to see how everybody reacted. And it hits you hard. It should be a gut check. Every single person on that team should be 1 or 2 clicks higher as far as pace and attitude this week during practice. Every single person, including the coaching staff. I mean, again, I don't really watch interviews or anything like that, but on Tuesdays was our interview day, and that's always when you can kind of tell what the attitude of the team was, win or lose, based off of last week's. And I just hope that they all realize that we know that they suck right now. They got lucky. They got lucky with that. They really did. I mean, it was embarrassing. I got all my friends texting me hey, what's going on? 7-3. What's up with this? It's
7-3 and no touchdown.
It's embarrassing. Again, and then you can talk about Penn State in 2004 with the 6-4 game, and all that stuff. But that was a little bit different scenario. That wasn't the first game of the season, and that was also Penn State.
Penn State, not the Jackrabbits.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a bit embarrassing. So
I did hear one statement, I guess, that was kind of crazy to think about. I mean, this by any means isn't going to happen this year from what I see. But in 2009, the year we went to the Rose Bowl, we had to block 2 field goals against Northwestern. UNI, University of Northern Iowa, to win that game, and then we went on to go to the Orange Bowl. So
yeah.
I mean, things can turn if you have the right players. I
think I'm just getting sick of. I'd rather let's play Notre Dame right off the bat, and even if we lose, it was probably a hard-fought game, and that's a bigger character builder than
I agree.
working really hard to beat South Dakota State and
Right.
barely squeaking it out.
The win almost feels like a loss, even though it was a win.
I know.
Well,
I mean, how bad is that?
Kirk's got on record and he said, as long as we keep playing Iowa State before our conference play, that we're not going to schedule any other big time opponents. So that's his philosophy. And until the NCAA starts holding people's feet to the fire and making them schedule a tougher non-conference schedule, this is the way it's just going to be.
Right. And the Big Ten's kind of doing that for us a little bit. We played Indiana a few years back as the opener. So, I mean, there's some – and we do play 9 Big Ten games versus a lot of the other conferences are only playing 8 in-conference games. So, I mean, there's some toughness there. But
all right, guys.
I know what you're saying, Kyle. I agree.
Go ahead, Kyle.
Well, just Marty, to finish off what you asked. I mean, it's a huge gut check. It's just, it sucks. But the best we can do is just, no one knows. We are a team. No one knows what goes on inside those closed doors. So we just got to make sure that we come back out the next week. And that's what we would always do. I was fortunate enough to play on, to be on 5 years of very successful teams. So I don't want to say that I don't know what it feels like to lose, but there were some tough losses that we had to swallow. And,
Sure.
I just know that I was able to watch that response, and it was incredible to see. Again, no one was smiling, no one was high-fiving, no one was chest bumping. I mean, people were pissed at each other, and everyone held each other accountable. Even the stars, even the guys. I remember kicking 5 field goals at Minnesota, setting 2 school records in one game, and I was getting ice on my leg that next day inside the training room, and Ed Hinkle walked in, and he's like, "Hey, great game, but forget about it. Move on. Next game."
Yeah.
So
that's all we can do at this point. Coming up next this weekend, we have Iowa State. Now, Marty, we're favored by, I believe, 3 in this one. The Hawkeyes are.
I thought it said.
I've seen 3 and 3.5. I've seen both. I'm a little worried about this one, Marty. I know this game is usually always pretty close. Iowa State last week beat Southeast Missouri 42-10. So they put up 42 points. Granted, it was Southeast Missouri, but hey, I don't know. Marty, where do you see this one going? What are your thoughts on this game?
I'm thinking an 8-5 score.
Hey,
I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I know Iowa State scored. Again, it was, like you said, Southeast Missouri State. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. Hawks are favored by 3. I think it's going to be a 3-point game. I really think it is. Something like a 13-10, 10-7, something like that.
I could see that. I think that's a really intelligent pick. And we got to make sure that we take a step back and acknowledge our sponsor for the 6-pack challenge. I got a little ahead of myself. Bad host. Our sponsor for the 6-pack challenge, Meyer Electric. Meyer Electric, providing shockingly good service since 1833.
A long time.
I mean, that's a long time to be
That's
providing.
a big business.
Oh, that you're not providing electricity for that long to the community. So thank you to Meyer Electric for being our sponsor of the 6-pack challenge. We jumped the gun too. Matt was like cracking his beer and letting me know. So there you go. There you go.
I heard a pop pop.
Yeah. 6-pack challenge, baby. All right. We're going to move on to Kyle.
Well, Marty, who did you pick there? What was the actual pick?
I think you picked Iowa.
I'm picking Iowa. I'm picking Iowa by it may be close to 3, but I'm going with Iowa.
Okay.
All right. We got one hell of a secretary in the Miller Lite Delight. Thank you for taking notes. I suck at it when I'm trying to do all this, so I appreciate you doing that.
Figured if I didn't, it would be. It would.
It's a lot easier that way. All right, Kyle. Where do you see this one going? Now we're playing. We're playing the Clones. It's going to be 3 p.m. kickoff on the Big Ten Network. Where do you see this one going?
At home, right?
Yes, at home.
Yeah, Big Ten Network. Man, I have never, ever been intimidated by Iowa State or their fans. I just don't understand it. I don't get it. I was heavily recruited by them. I was good friends with Dan McCarney and beat his wife Barbie in a ping pong match many times. And I just don't get it. I've got some good friends that are huge Cyclone fans, and I just don't, and this isn't trying to be funny. Like, I legitimately don't understand. But they're coming into our house. They have beat us before. I think in my 5 years they beat us twice. I think once in 2002, and then another time, and I think in 2003 or 2005. I can't remember which one it was. But I'm definitely going with Iowa on this one. There's just no way in hell they're coming in to beat us at home. That's just not going to happen.
All right, Kyle's taking the Hawks.
Yeah,
Matt,
I can't tell you the score or anything like that. I just know we're going to win.
All right, Matt, what are your thoughts? Where do you see this one going in the CyHawk series?
I think there was a lot to learn on Saturday, and this is a veteran staff. So they're going to fix a lot of things. A lot of issues will get paved over. Things are going to progress from the first week in Kirk's football teams. They make the biggest strides and the most improvement in that first week. So I see us improving quite a bit. It's going to be a close one, like everybody's saying, but I still think that Iowa's got it by, I don't know, more than 3, I guess. Yeah. But it'll be close. It'll be touch and go. So,
okay. So you're taking the Hawks.
I'm taking the Hawks.
All right. I decided I made my pick earlier in the day when I sent these out to you guys, and I want to preface this by saying I love the Hawks more than any team, more than anything in the sports realm. That is my love and my passion. For the first time ever, I'm not picking them. I'm going to go with Iowa State. Wow. I have no confidence in our quarterback right now. Zero. He has no composure. When he gets the ball, I've seen many high school quarterbacks handle themselves better than he does in the pocket. I don't trust him. And the offensive line I thought was going to be a lot better. When you have a shaky offensive line, which we didn't look good in week 1, and the quarterback, in my opinion, he's performed worse than any quarterback I've ever seen in the black and gold. My confidence is shot in him. And if we can't even, we had great field position every single time we got the ball against South Dakota State. We can't even drive the ball in from the 30 against South Dakota State and score a touchdown. That's a major, major problem. That's a problem that doesn't get fixed in 1 week. Now, I hope I'm wrong. So next week when we do this, give me all the crap in the world. I hope that God, we destroy him. And that, it's 45-3 Iowa wins. Like, I hope I'm wrong, but I'm going with Iowa State, and I'm going with Iowa State by 2 touchdowns. So,
man, I'm going to abuse you on Saturday at the CyHawk watch.
I hope I'm wrong. It makes me feel horrible.
You're saying they're going to kick Iowa's ass.
I think they will. I think it's. I think our defense. I think our defense is going to keep it, within a couple touchdowns. But you know what? Like, the defense and special teams can't do everything.
Right.
The offense has to step up. So.
I think it's great, man. Sometimes you got to get punched in the balls and the face at the same time,
Yeah.
Right.
And
exactly.
that's to realize that you need to get your stuff together.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing is, I don't think Spencer has it to get together. I think he wants it. I think he really wants it. I don't think that he's got the mental and emotional composure to perform in front of 70,000 fans. We haven't seen it. I think he's got the physical tools. I think it's up here in his head. That's where I think that it just doesn't correlate, because every once in a while, you saw even against South Dakota State, he'll sling one downfield and fit it, in a small gap, and you're like, wow, okay, that must be what he's doing in practice. But fumbling when he's getting the ball hiked to him, fumbling the ball, not even be able to handle the ball off clean, just dropping back and almost falling over his own feet all the time, like
overthrowing big tight ends. That's a huge target, and he's wide open.
Arlen Bruce was frustrated. Like, he was open multiple times, and he just blatantly right over him. Yeah.
And you know threw it way over him, right?
And you know that he connected those passes hundreds of times in practice.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Exactly. It just can't correlate to the field. It's just there's some block there that won't transition that practice to the field.
Yep. And
if he doesn't figure that out soon or this week, he's just gonna have to make a change.
And Joey Labus, I get it. Like, he's probably not ready, but I would like to see how it could get worse. And at least you're building for the future, because if things keep going like this,
guy for 3 years again.
Yeah, if things keep going like this, we'll barely make a bowl game. It's going to be tough, because again, we saw in the Citrus Bowl, when we leaned on the defense as hard as we did, they're talented and they're one of the best in the country, but they can only stay out on the field so long, time after time after time, before they get worn out. And they can't keep going. Tory Taylor, I'd like to see he's probably icing his leg, man. Like, that must have been a world record for punts in a game. Like, that was insane.
He had to have broken a record. There's got to be some record he broke. I want to know what it is, because that was the most ridiculous punting I've ever seen in my entire life watching college football.
I would be interested to see, because Jason Baker. Can't forget about him. He's one of the, Reggie Roby. I mean,
yeah,
sure.
They probably would have announced it
if it happened in the stadium.
Yeah.
If Tory Taylor isn't drafted in the next year's NFL draft, no punter ever will be ever again. That's all I'm going to say. So, all right, moving on, guys. We all got our picks locked in there. So, that we're going to move on now. We got next up, I think this will be a good game. We got Washington State, the old Cougs, going to be at Wisconsin. Wisconsin's favored by 15. It's a 2:30 p.m. kickoff on Fox. I think that's going to be a fun one. We're going to start out with the Miller Lite Delight. Matt, who are you taking in this one, Washington State or Wisconsin?
I don't know a whole lot on Washington State. I know Wisconsin's played well in their first game. 15's a lot of points against Washington State. I still think they're gonna pull it off, though. So I'm going to take Wisconsin.
Okay. All right. Maddie's got Wisconsin. Let's go to Marty. We're going to mix it up. Marty, who are you taking in this one? Washington State at Wisconsin.
I did a little read up on this. This is going to be the Big Ten power Wisconsin, the normal Badgers, against a quarterback named Cameron Ward that is supposed to have a breakout season here. He's supposed to be pretty high flying, pretty good arm. So it's going to be kind of the finesse against the power, but it's in Camp Randall, and I'm going with Wisconsin.
Okay, Wisconsin. All right, Kyle, who are you taking in this one?
I'm also taking Wisconsin. I mean, Camp Randall's a tough place to play at. It's a great environment, electric. It's even though we beat them every single time we went there. But I don't know much about Washington State, so I'm taking Wisconsin on this.
All right, make it quick. I'm taking Wisconsin too. I think this one's a no-brainer. So it's all clean sweep for the Badgers here. I want to show you guys real quick too. I want to start maybe showing our meme of the week, something that was pretty funny that we shared out on social media. This one wasn't an original. Somebody sent this to me, and I cleaned it up, but I don't know if you guys saw this one. Iowa showing off their new and improved offense. For those of you that are listening on just in your car, it's an older gentleman wearing a shirt that he's getting gifted the same exact shirt that he has on, showing off the new and improved offense. So, yeah, thought that was pretty funny. I got a good laugh out of that one.
Hilarious.
It's sad, but I was laughing and crying at the same time. All right.
I showed a few people when I saw it.
Oh, all right. Marty, we got Western Illinois at Minnesota. There's no line on this one. Who are you taking, Western Illinois or the Gophers?
I am sticking with Minnesota, same as I did last week, and took the 30-some point spread. So I'm going to Minnesota.
All right. Kyle, who are you taking in this one?
Western Illinois. They're the Leathernecks, right?
That's a sweet name.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. I know a couple people that went there. But Minnesota, man, I'm taking them. I mean, I just can't. I don't know that much about Western Illinois. I just know they're a little bit smaller. But I have to take Minnesota on it.
Yeah, Minnesota's looked really good this year, Matt. Who are you taking here, the Leathernecks or the Golden Gophers
I'm gonna have to go
in
with
Minneapolis? The Gophers
in Minneapolis against Western Illinois. The way Minnesota played this last weekend, I mean, there's going to be there's no spread, so it's straight up. It's going to be an easy win for Minnesota.
All righty. Okay, we're going to keep this train moving here. We really complained about last week so much it ate up the whole first half of the show. So we'll keep her moving here. Marty, we got Georgia Southern at Nebraska. Now Nebraska's favored by 21. 6:30 kickoff on Fox Sports 1. Georgia Southern right now, they're 1-0. They beat Morgan State 59-7 in week 1. Clay Helton, the former USC coach, is their head coach right now in his first season. The Sauce, where are you going on this one? Georgia Southern, Nebraska.
I'm going Georgia Southern. I think Nebraska's defense is going to be the weakness this year. I think Georgia will score. I think that Nebraska will win, but not by 22. I think it's going to be closer than that. Or 21, sorry. So I'm going to Georgia Southern.
Ooh, Marty locked in one hell of a pick right there. I'm all behind you there, Marty. I thought that was a beautiful pick. I'm going to second Marty's pick. I'm taking Georgia Southern as well. I think they're going to have this one locked up. Nebraska did not impress me at all last week. Not that we have any room to talk. So we go with Georgia Southern. Kyle, who are you taking in this one?
I'm going to hop on that bandwagon, man. I want to stick the knife in Nebraska and twist it. So I'm going to go with Georgia Southern.
All right.
Adam's rubbing off on you.
Take that, Nebraska. All right. Matty Ice.
That's who I got to. The Georgia Southern. I just don't think they're going to cover that spread. They've tried this onside kick 2 weeks in a row now, and it hasn't worked both times. I just think that Georgia Southern is going to put up some offense. Like Marty said, I think that Nebraska is obviously going to win this game, but I just don't – they're going to screw up enough to keep Georgia Southern in it by less than 21.
I'm getting it. Like the way we're picking it, I'm picking Nebraska's not going to cover, but I think Georgia Southern's going to win the game.
Oh.
Yeah.
They very well could.
Yeah, I'm picking them to actually win this one. So, Marty, you pick Nebraska to win but not cover, correct?
Right.
Okay. Yep. All right. It still counts the same, though, in the end. So, it's easy to be bold like that when it's not going to hurt me either way. So, all right, Marty, here we go, buddy. Virginia, 2 teams with the same exact colors, playing the state that Kyle is building a real estate empire in, the University of Illinois. If you're looking for a home in the Illinois area, reach out to Kyle Schlicker. We can tell you how to get hold of him.
A nice open house you had, too. I saw that.
Oh, thank you. Yes, it was. It was fun.
Side note, quick question here. Do you have any squatters? People that just show up at the open houses, maybe eat the cookies, use the facilities, stink up the bathroom, anything like that?
We do, yeah. We do. We have people but me, I'm a bit of a bully, man. Like I hound them right off the bat. Like shit or get off the pot. What are you doing here?
Yeah.
I don't mess around. Man.
Are you browsing?
Yeah. Well, I'm not that kind of real estate agent that just lets everyone kind of mill about,
What kind of, okay, so Kyle, like I'm thinking about selling my house. You're going to have an open house. Lay it out for me. What kind of snacks we having? Is there going to be, what kind of ambiance is there going to be? Is there going to be music? What kind of scene are you going to set to sell my home?
Honestly, right now, like if you use candles, people automatically think that you're covering something up.
Oh, interesting.
So no ambience. The house smells.
There's nothing really. My first few, like I did cinnamon rolls, I did cookies and stuff like that. But then COVID was really putting a hindrance on stuff, and now it's strictly business transaction, man. Like people, like as much as I want to like bring, offer beer or whatever it might be to these folks, it's a business transaction. So it's let's get down to the nitty gritty, get rid of all the foo and let's do it.
That's better.
Yeah. I mean, it's again, open houses, COVID really changed a lot. And again, I wasn't a realtor before COVID. I was a realtor during COVID. So like, that's all I knew. So
yeah. Well, you mean you're going to have that cooler full of beer at your open house. You're going to be like, why does Adam and Marty and Matt keep driving all the way out here for my open houses?
Well, I will say this. As soon as it becomes socially within the realtor world acceptable, I'm going to be that guy. Like if I got an open house, like at that one I had where they've got an awesome backyard, an awesome patio, you better believe it. I'm going to have drinks out there. Come hang out with me on the patio. Things might change a little bit, but because if I do that, you got to have fun with it. And there's some where people don't even show up. So like, I'll drink all that stuff by myself and get drunk at the open house.
It's way more fun. It's way more fun to negotiate when people got a buzz.
Yeah,
like you can really make some things happen.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. You definitely need 4,000 square feet. Yeah.
Yeah. Why not? Think of all the possibilities.
Yeah. Think of all the crap you could fill this house with, like
so much more room for activities.
Yeah.
Kyle, you ever watch those like real estate shows like on TLC and some of that stuff? My wife watches those and just kind of like fantasize in your head. Like if I had this real estate organization, I could have Matt, Adam, and Marty working in there, how much fun we'd have, how dynamic of a company this would be, and how counterproductive we would be on Friday afternoons.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. Possibilities are endless.
Yeah.
The Uber cars would just show up automatically on Fridays.
Boom, 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 boom. Cashing checks and breaking necks. All right. Here we go. We got Virginia at Illinois, home of Kyle Schlicker. We're going to start with Kyle in his home state, the land of Lincoln. Who's going to win this one? It's at 3 p.m. on ESPNU. Illinois is favored by 3 points.
I'm going with Illinois on this again, man. I'm a big Brett Bielema fan. I know that they lost this last week. That was kind of tragic to see. And I have a feeling they're going to be bouncing back hard on this. And I don't know that much about Virginia, but I'm going to Illinois on this.
All right, Matt, before we move to you, I'm going to let you know that I'm taking Virginia and Bronco Mendenhall. I think he's one hell of a coach. Came from Boise State. Was he from Boise State? It was BYU. I think he was from BYU. One hell of a football coach. I'm going to take the Cavaliers in this one to beat Illinois in Champaign. Matt, who are you taking in this one?
This is a tough one. Spread's pretty close. Don't know a whole lot about Virginia, although get some good information, Adam. I was on the fence there, but I think you pushed me to Virginia. I just think with everything they got going on out there and some struggles I saw Illinois have with Indiana, with letting them in at the end and letting them come back, I just don't quite think they're there yet. I think Brett's going to get them there, but I think Virginia is going to take this one.
Yeah, I think Bielema's got to move in the right direction. I think it's just a little too early. He doesn't quite have him there yet. Marty, what are your thoughts on this matchup?
Illinois. I'm going with Illinois. They're at home, and I believe that Virginia, this is going to be their first game of the year. So I think with Illinois, two games under their belt, I think they come through this weekend.
All right, Marty, utilizing our research team with that stat. That was a good one. I like that. I did not know that, Marty, but I already made my pick, and so did Matt. I'm standing by it.
I'm sticking with Kyle. I'm telling you, you two losers you're not gonna make it this year.
All right, Marty, you keep talking smack, buddy.
Wow, losers, man.
Yeah, that well of Nebraska Hawks Nest gifts is drying up as we speak.
I'm gonna
right now
drink for that one.
All right. Yeah, the new guy's on here running his mouth. We're gonna have to put him in his place, Matt.
That's fine.
All right, Matt. Let's put Marty in his place right now. Okay. We got Duke. All right. At Northwestern. Sleepy Ryan Field. Looks like it seats about 12,000. We make fun of him all the time. Kyle hates teams that wear purple. I get it. It's a very feminine color. But Pat Fitzgerald is a great coach. I think he's a wonderful coach, runs a great program. I think he's one of the best coaches in the country. You put him in a top 10 job, I think they're a national title contender. I think that much of it. We're going to start back over here with Matt. All right, Matt, who you taking? We got the Dukies at Northwestern. Northwestern favored by 7, 11 a.m. kickoff on FS1.
Morning game. Those smart Northwestern players, they probably get up early anyway, so they're used to it.
Yeah.
Ready to
Yeah,
study.
don't
I'm
let
going
it
to take
fool you.
Northwestern. Oh, sorry, Kyle. What was that?
Don't let it fool you. I know some guys that went there. They were not smart.
Fair enough.
Hey, Tommy Ruby, the SEAL that played for them. I don't know if you guys remember that a few years ago.
Yeah.
Yep.
I worked with him.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Naval Special Warfare and helped train him for his tryout with Northwestern.
Really?
He's a great dude, but woo.
My friend here is a little slow. Town is that way.
Oh, jeez. Oh, yeah. Anyway, Matt, who you taking in this one?
I'm taking Northwestern on this one. I just don't think Duke's got it. Pat Fitzgerald, they looked good against Nebraska, and I think they're going to keep rolling. So, Yep, I think they're going to cover that 7 pretty easy.
Okay, I'm going to hop in here. I'm going to duplicate that. I'm taking Northwestern to win this one as well. I think Duke is on the downhill slide. David Cutcliffe has stuck around way too long. It's time to make a change there at Duke. Hopefully that'll happen for them next season. He did some good things there, but that fire has dimmed quite a bit. Kyle, who you taking? The fake intelligent athletes at Northwestern who like to pretend they're smart. And I can tell you in the stands, they do. They act like every time we're chanting IOWA, every time it doesn't fail, oh, they know how to spell the name of the school they went to. Geez. And then I turn around and was like, is that all you got? Like, put together 2 or 3 consecutive decent seasons in a row and then call me. Yeah. If they go 9-3, they're going to go 3-9 the next year. Like, bank on it. Yeah. Kyle, who do you got in this one?
I'm going to take Northwestern as well, even though people who wear purple, it just, it's not intimidating. They just need to wear black all the time or white. But anyway,
or yellow.
Did you hear they signed an exclusive deal with Justice for Girls to sell their jerseys in their stores? Did you hear that? I thought I did.
Justice, yeah.
Okay, never mind. Sorry.
Yeah, I got it.
It threw you off, didn't it, buddy?
That was good.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Again, I'm a fan of Fitzgerald. I do like what they're doing up there. I joke about it, but they have a solid program. They've got awesome facilities. Somehow, some way, they get solid teams. Mostly solid teams and highly motivated. When I worked up at Naval Special Warfare, man, they would practice on the football field on the Navy base, and I would just go and kind of watch on the sidelines. And I introduced myself a couple times with his, and he would, he remembered and all that stuff. But I'm going with Northwestern on this one, man.
All right. Marty, I have a philosophy in life. If you're a Big Ten school and I can't even go to your town and find a bar that's affiliated with the school whatsoever, there's not even a Northwestern Wildcat bar in all of Chicago, Evanston, anywhere where I can go have beers with other Northwestern fans. It's what I love to do when I'm on the road is go to the other schools' bars like Purdue, Indiana, Illinois. Everybody has their team bars. Northwestern, squadouche. Nothing.
That's because they're all inside their big homes with mahogany libraries and reading books. Like
mahogany libraries.
Yeah, that sounds like an empty existence.
I have many leather-bound books, and my office smells of rich mahogany.
Yeah,
you're so fancy.
They can just sniff you. They can sniff your IQ, and they just don't. They don't even bother.
They're apparently sitting at home looking at framed pictures of their report cards on the wall. Marty, what's going to happen to this game? 1-0 Duke at Northwestern. We've been bagging on Northwestern again a lot. Who are you taking in this one, Sauce?
I'm on the bandwagon with going with Northwestern. Duke's a basketball school, and they beat Templeton last week. It wasn't impressive, so I'm going with Northwestern.
Okay. All right. Well, boys, we got this done in record time, under 45 minutes. So nice. Congratulations. All right. Well, and then we got to bring up to everybody listening this weekend, we are having our Nebraska Hawks Nest game watch. And I'm going to let Marty tell us a little bit about the location, what you know about it, and what everybody can expect from it.
It's in Gretna, Nebraska, right on near the corner of Highway 370 and Highway 31, and just 2 blocks from the police station. Just giving you a warning here. Little bar, Thirsties. The owner, I worked with her for 25 years, and she retired like me, but she bought a bar and trying to make a little bit of an earning there. So nice place, and we're having lots of food and lots of drinks.
Hopefully an Iowa Hawkeye victory. Hopefully that idiot that hosts this podcast, Adam, is completely wrong about that pick. The Miller Lite Delight, Matt Meyer will be there. Marty the Sauce is going to be there. Kyle can't make it. You can't take weekends off if you're building a real estate empire. No, Bruce Wayne knows that himself. So, I mean, I get it.
But I'll have to double check with my wife. I'm pretty sure we actually bought tickets to the Iowa-Illinois game.
So did I.
Yeah, I know. I remember that. Yeah, so
all right.
We will be making that trip. But
Okay.
Anyway, we can talk about that later.
All right. I got my hotel booked. I haven't bought my tickets yet, but the wife and I are going to that one. Matt is still a maybe on that one. That's around harvest, so he's got to feed America.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough in October for me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I haven't been to the shoot. What's that?
I was just going to say I need to get myself a good A&F hat or something.
Damn right.
I'm a trucker hat guy, man. I got to get a good A&F one.
Yep.
Yeah. I know a guy that sells some of these Nebraska Hawks Nest ball caps. We might be able to get one your way if you want. But you can't beat those A&F ball caps. Those are sick.
Those are really nice.
All right, guys, close it out. If you guys are still listening to the pod, make sure to like, subscribe, share, send it out, share with your friends. We appreciate it. Thanks for sticking with us. And as always, go Hawks.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.